Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has been splashing, or rather has splashed in excess of 100 million in what he termed, or rather forums is calling economic forums. A man who replaced Rigathi Gachagua, the country was told is non-tribal and was coming to detribalize the office of the Deputy President. And strategically, or rather by design, Kindiki has been dispatched in Mount Kenya. While he is supposed to counter Rigathi Gachagua influence, you will also realize that Farouk is doing the same thing but camping in Western Kenya. What is the strategic source of funding? The model being used, and is Ruto setting up Kindiki for grand rejection, just like it was done for Rigathi? I am saying this because it was the president who tasked Rigathi with two responsibilities: to handle drug abuse in Mount Kenya and also spearhead coffee reforms. This really made Rigathi only to be speaking the language of Gamer Nation. At the impeachment altar, these were used as some of the tribal card was largely used to discard him from the political matrix. And in this podcast, I'm going to delve deep and show you the picky-ponky game, the level of political hypocrisy that is really seen in Kindiki's moves. Today, as he also hosted a host of Kikuyu musicians. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. I always remind our viewers that the Bold Podcast is the most established, in-depth, research-oriented podcast. When you want to understand political analysis, we are giving it a different perspective, and that is why you need to come here to verify, especially in this era of fake news. And the NTV guys are saying, really, and that is the conversation I want us to have here. Kindiki-led zoning on these economic forums mirrors a high level of tribalism, and while Rigathi was blamed on this, the country is asking, why is the second in command only dishing money and holding events in Mount Kenya? And clearly, I think I agree with what the Nakuru West MP Arama is saying, that Kenya Kwanza should actually shut up about this discussion on tribalism. And just to erode this, because in my own assessment, I analyzed 2022 political game for Kenya Kwanza. And this is what exactly they did. They went to churches, they dished money. They organized these economic forums, they dished money. And then they signed charters. I don't know whether it will now evolve for another new signing of charters. And Kindiki did this. There is a post of Kindiki in Kisii. Confronted by this reality, Kindiki is saying that they are implementing Nyota program. And I just want to show you what is saying. And it is not Nyota. This is the Nyota program is saying that it's a Kenyan government initiative funded by World Bank that aims to empower youth aged between 18 to 29 up to 35 for persons with disabilities by addressing unemployment, income insecurity, and limited savings. It's a scale-up version of the Kenya Youth Employment Opportunities Project, KIOP, and aims to create lasting opportunities for the employment. Nyota targets vulnerable youth with limited education in all the 47 rural counties. And I don't think he's saying the truth. That the government is supporting micro and small enterprises, kinyozi, salon, mama mboga, and other trading enterprises by encouraging aggregation into circles, supporting the expansion. Through the 28 billion shillings Nyota program, we are providing 50,000 shillings working capital to youth, to 70 youth-owned micro small businesses in all the 1450 wards of our country to stimulate the expansion and create jobs and income opportunities for the youth. 400 modern and economic stimulus markets are currently being constructed across across Kenya, 21 of them in Kisii County to support business growth and turn around economy from the grassroots. What Kisii should tell us, is it true that 21 out of the 400 markets that are being constructed in Kisii County, government is constructing 21? Aye! Or he wanted to write 2 na akaandika 21, or he wanted to write 12, or he wanted to write 1. Akaongeza 2. That's another lie. Even without asking, we cannot be constructing 400 across the whole country, then Kisii County benefits by 21. Sasa naye pia hapo naye ametudanganya. That Nyota program is a program that is funded by World Bank, and it is not true that Kindiki is going to Mount Kenya with the Nyota program. What has been happening in Mount Kenya is giving money, donations. Na hata kwa hiyo event, hata in that event, I'll show you what happened. How to apply for this is you use USSD 254#, you select Nyota project and move on. Now, I've not had any speaker there talking about Nyota program. In fact, at this time, allow me to play for you the soundbite of Kindiki and Osoro. When Osoro was inviting Kindiki to talk, Osoro said that told those youth groups kwamba they expect a message from Kindiki and President Ruto.
Vikundi za wamama, vikundi za kanisa kidogo, vikundi za SACCOS, hapa tuko na vikundi, Your Excellency, mingi sana. Na wote wana expect message yako na message ya rais. Na si message ya maendeleo ni sawa, lakini message, message. Muna expect nini? Message ya nani? Message ya nani? Rais ni 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 nani?
Na hii empowerment program ya leo. Na hii empowerment program is one of the measures. Ile vikundi iko itasaidika kidogo. Watu wengi wanasema hii pesa ni kidogo, lakini hawajui, hawaelewi, kwa sababu wale wanapiga hii program na kusema pesa ni kidogo ni wale wametosheka na wameshiba. Hawajui hawa, unaona wanabiashara wanaitwa mama mboga. Ile biashara huyo mama anafanya stock ni 10,000 shillings ndio anazungusha hapo, na hiyo ndio anaelimisha naye watoto wake, ndio analisha naye familia yake. So ule mwanabiashara ako na 10,000 ya biashara, akiongezewa another 10,000 ifike 20,000, hiyo biashara imepata a lot of boost. Kwa hivyo ndio, that's why we are here, my friend. Vijana hao wa bodaboda wanasimamishwa barabarani na polisi wa traffic kwa sababu pikipiki haina side mirror na wanahatarisha maisha yao. Lakini ule kijana wa bodaboda kwa hii program apate 5,000. Hiyo 5,000 atanunua side mirror, atasimamishwa njiani na polisi ya traffic. Na hiyo ndio bottom up economic transformation. Hiyo ndio bottom up. Hiyo ndio bottom. Munanielewa nyinyi? Hey, yes, you support micro businesses, small businesses with capital. Isitoshe, sio ati hii program ndio pekee tuna support nayo wanabiashara wadogo wadogo, Tuko na program kubwa ya wanabiashara vijana. Vijana wanaume, vijana wanawake, inaitwa Nyota. Nyota ni kumaanisha kwa kizungu National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement. National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement. Katika nchi ya Kenya, constituencies zote 290, ward zote za Kenya 1450, tunapeana support ya biashara 50 katika ward. Every ward, kila ward biashara 50. Sorry,
it's not Nyota program. So then I ask, for the good deputy president, if it is Nyota program, then why is it only being implemented in Mount Kenya? Yes, because if Kindiki is implementing it, and remember it is done by the ministry, the State Department of Youth and Economic and Youth Affairs. No state officer, even my friend Fikirini, is not in this. So it doesn't seem to add up, and you can look at it and look at the president. Kindiki and his team are just doing bottom up. They're just redoing the bottom up stories and lying that they are doing economic empowerment. Today, and if I want to tell you the whole thing is political, today musicians from Mount Kenya were hosted by Kindiki in Karen. And Kindiki will then come and post that he was meeting musicians and producers. He's not saying just Mount Kenya. I just want us to get, because I don't want to talk na hiyo video, hiyo niniko hapa. He met this, and if you look at these photos, these musicians wanaonyeshwa wafanye waonyeshane two term, a counter two term, as that you can see in the photo, and I want us to analyze this photo. If you look at this photo, they are showing two term. What the president has shared is this: creative industry is a multi-billion shilling business, and constant engagement with performing artists and all those in that space is imperative to find ways of supporting them through policy and protection of intellectual property rights. Had an early morning engagement with musicians and producers on how our government can support their work industry as a whole. Kwa hiyo meeting, the only people that are there are MPs. Alice Ng'ang'a, Thika, John Njuguna, Kiambaa, Mburu, Kahara, Lari, Elijah Njoroge, Gatundu North, Githua, Wamushu, Kabete, also present. Now, this meeting only Kikuyu. I think in this meeting people are just speaking Kikuyu. Alafu anadanganya kwamba alikuwa anaongelea na artist. Bwana, Kindiki is only having one mission and is only doing Mount Kenya. So Rigathi alitolewa sababu ya hii. Sasa na yeye mbona yeye nayo anafanya? Number 2 is the presence of Samido. Samido was in Karen.
Jua tuko sawa.
Thank you. Your Excellency, allow me to say all protocols observed. My name is Samuel Mushoki. Mimi ni mwanamuziki wa nyimbo za Injili na zingine. I also serve as a police officer under the National Police Service. Na kawaida yangu siongeangi sana mbele ya boss wangu. So I just say thank you for inviting us. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Stanza moja.
Kwe maudu mahaneka agira amondo kaligago kanani ule mutua yagane na karago otutam.
Hakuna tofauti ya Mkikuyu kutoka Murang'a, kutoka Kirinyaga, kutoka Meru, kutoka Embu. Sisi wote ni wa Mount Kenya. Wale watu ambao Mungu ametumia sana kushikanisha jamii ni hawa waibaji wa Excellency. Ukiona mtu kama Kamanda wa Kioi yako hapa, our senior. Ukiona mtu kama Bishop George Wachira wa Rukemi ako hapa. Ukiona mtu kama huyu wa Kirinyaga Apostle Job Ayub ako hapa.
Wow. Good.
Ukiona Kuruga wa Wajiko wote wako hapa. Na wote na hata sita wataja na majina. Ujue waibaji wote kutoka siku ya leo na kutoka ile siku ulituambia kujeni tufanye kazi pamoja. Sisi wote tuko nyuma yako na tunakupenda kama mtoto wetu wa mlima.
Samido, and just a few days ago, was captured in a club singing one time, and the government was very uncomfortable with that because first he's very influential, and remember he's also a police officer. While in Karen, he actually said that he is a police officer in uniform, and probably that did not sit well. So yesterday night, that was on Thursday night, Samido shocked the country when he posted a suicide note. Just allow me to read for you what, I don't know whether he's removed it, but okay. Yes, I think he has removed it. Yes, he had posted, he had made a very long post about a suicide, about how if I leave, you know, remember those posts when people say, when I leave, God, you'll have to, you know, say that nilijaribu and all that and all that. He made that post. That post has since been deleted. I don't know whether I captured it, but of course I don't like reading suicide notes. So he wrote a suicide note last night, and one thing that has been coming that alikuwa targeted. He was threatened by some people about associating with Rigathi Gachagua over that one-term issue. So things have not been working well. And while we are wasting money and giving people tokens and all this, Universal Health staff was crying in NTV about how she lost a relative simply because she was not on payroll.
As I speak, I lost my father just because I'm not on pay. Illegally, I'm forced to go to work. Yes. Hello, Kenya. I'm Patricia Wanza Motiso. I'm among that neglected group of Global Fund. I was employed in the year 2009, and I reported on duty on 2nd April 2009. And since then, I've been working under the TB program. We have worked seriously giving data that is used for the government, the Ministry of Health, to get grants. Iliali, we started with a job group G. And we worked under job group G up to, I think, 2016, when it turned into, we pushed up to job group H, and that is where we are. For the 16 years, I remember one of our cleaners calling me Ambamba 20. What are you telling me? And it happened like so. I wanted to talk about what is happening in Global Fund. It has gone too much on our side. For example, if we look at April last year, we lost one of us. It's okay, Mom. It's okay. just because of somebody's negligence. The money is there. We are not paid. Every time we go to have your house, we are told your things are being talked about. When we went there and we asked about it, we were told, anyway, somebody's death is no problem. Anyway, somebody has to die. Is that a response to somebody who has been giving health care to people? We've been suffering. I remember one time people went for a strike and my in-charge was somewhere asking, where is Patricia? Has she also gone for strike? Doesn't she know that she is under program? I used to cover the lab alone. Alone, and I mean alone. Everything, you are called here, you are called everywhere. And when we ask about it, we are told your job is just but a phone call away. As I speak, I lost my father just because I'm not on pay. Illegally, I'm forced to go to work. Yes.
Hang on, let's just give her a moment. Please allow us to go through to Mariam, as we just gave her a chance to decompress, to speak to somebody on that side.
These things don't seem to add up. And I've been saying, we cannot run on propaganda. We cannot run, you can politic and run opposition politics on propaganda. But when it comes to real work, the propaganda cannot replace the real work. I want to give an example. Do you remember the Mkuru kwa Ruben launch? Si wale wa mama waliambiwa kwamba hizo nyumba utakuwa unalipa 3,900. Something was not said. There is what is called service charge. So hiyo nyumba unaambiwa unalipa 3,900 as rent, but that house has a service charge. The service charge is 3,000. But the PS Charles Hinga has announced to those tenants that they will be paying service charge, a service charge of 1,000. So on top of that 3,900, kuna service charge of 1,000, ukiongeza that is 4,900, alafu kuna pesa ya takataka which is 300. That house, within 2 days, it has now inflated to 5,000. Walipoingia waliambiwa ni 3,000, not walipoingia, kuna mtu aliambiwa, aliingia huko, of course. But the initial communication is that. And so you see, they were hiding all this to try to put it. Now, I want to explain. Why do you think Kindiki has been dispatched to Mount Kenya? Why do you think? And I'm looking at it this way. Kindiki, it replaced Rigathi, and Rigathi was blamed of tribalism. The same charge could be leveled against Kithure Kindiki. And you know what will happen? It is the MPs that will start questioning. Yeah, even the MPs are questioning. They will start questioning. Mbona wewe event zako unafanya tu Mount Kenya? That question is coming to a cap. Is coming up. And Kindiki is clearly being set up on that path. He's not going to get away with it. The other thing here is, I think William Ruto team are panicking about Raila betrayal. Sudi is on record saying anaogopa sana kwamba yeye wasipopata power, they will be jailed permanently. Sudi is on record saying that. And if you want to know there is panic, you have to look for Alice Wahome. And Alice Wahome, I know she listens to this channel. Yes, I know. She's a very good subscriber in this channel. Alice Wahome has been taking on Raila Odinga and the team, telling them, you can't have your cake and eat it. Don't tell me that Alice Wahome is just speaking her mind. Yes, this is something that is a concern. And in this podcast, I think I stand with Wahome on this, that you cannot have your cake and eat it. You need to decide. So President Ruto is also doing this because he doesn't want to lose Mount Kenya. By the way, the 5 million vote in Mount Kenya is too much to ignore. I think the one plan euphoria is penetrating and is worrying the State House team. And that is why when somebody was singing one term, he was called on table so that he can stop singing one term. Kindiki is replotting, or rather is repiloting the bottom up to counter youth revolt. You know, it is what was used in the past, and they've realized easy mambos are, oh, we are building roads, I don't know, we are building hospitals, we are building, I don't know, affordable, we are doing, you know, SHA. Those things are not going to hold. So they have resorted to go back, and I think the public must be very wary, because the political class have amassed enough wealth, they have accumulated money, that even if you say each voter is to be given 5,000 to vote for the regime, they can. So if it is about, if money becomes your decision-making point about how much you've received, then I can tell you we're not going to have a good election. We are going to have an election that even all the voters can be bought. So, and of course, whatever is being given, you need to ask, is it sustainable? And really, sasa ukipatiana hao, umepatia our youth groups pesa sawa, wameenda wamenunua that pikipiki nini. If the economy is not working, all that is in vanity. With inflation, all that is in vanity. Ruto has to test him, and has tasked Kindiki that you can only be my running mate in 2027 if you counter Rigathi. And that is why Kindiki has been given money to go back to Mount Kenya and try. And I think William Ruto have decided to sit aside and is avoiding confrontation with Rigathi. He's sent Kindiki to do the work, and even Kindiki is not doing it as to the par. I think he's below the price tag. Thank you.